Hello, Phil here from Wings of Pegasus and welcome to Livestream Tuesday. I hope you guys had a great weekend and that you survived Monday as well. And once Monday's out the way, everything is downhill to the weekend, hopefully, fingers crossed. But I have to say that it's been a bit of an eventful run up to the live stream tonight because I didn't have any internet access probably for the last 3 or 4 hours, and then about 45 minutes ago it came back on again. So we are live at the moment and it seems to be working, and I think everybody's in the live chat room. What I'm going to do is try and get you guys up on screen and see if we get the live feed from the live chat room to see who is in there, and it does look like it's working. So hello guys, thank you for populating the live chat room before we even went live. But we've got Patrick in there, Donna, Danny, Patrick again, Maiden fan, Donna again. Looks like Patrick and Donna have been having a conversation in there, but also Danny and Donna again. Hang on, let me scroll down to the bottom to see what's going on in that live chat room. Here we go. So we've got Karen and Lucy and Jen and Tara and Barbara and Corey and Teresa and Vince and Rose and Mary and Dylan as well. Hello guys, thank you so much for joining me tonight on this Tuesday night. So just to let you guys know how this is going to roll, I have set up a little thing on the screen that hopefully is going to show during the live stream, and there it is at the top corner. So up there we've got tonight's live stream, and I've just written on there, just in case the internet does crash, what I'm going to do is use my phone data in order to obviously start the live stream up again. So I probably will disappear. Obviously if it disconnects, the screen will just stop, or it will have the loading symbol, and I will return using my phone's internet. And my phone internet has about 2 gigabytes on there, which I've worked out will last for about 20 minutes. So once that runs out, then we'll do 20 minutes, and then I can get some more phone data once that runs out, and then we can maybe go for another half an hour, maybe, fingers crossed, with the new phone data. So I have got a backup, and if everything cuts out, this live stream will still be live and you'll still be able to comment. Obviously the screen will be frozen, but I will return to see you guys in the comment section and in the live chat room. It's still going to be live, it's just that I'm off sorting out the phone data in order to continue. So that is the backup plan for tonight. I should maybe lean over this way, and now you can read what's in the corner of the screen a little bit better, but I'll keep that up there just in case people are joining in and they can read that, just so that they know if it does start to load, then it's either a slow connection on your side or my internet has crashed, and then I'll be up and running hopefully within a minute or two on my phone. And I have my phone here plugged in, and it's got the lead into the USB, so that's all good. It's charging and it should be a reliable backup, fingers crossed. So anyway, let me get my patrons' names up on screen, because these are the people that make everything possible on this channel, including the analysis videos and the live streams. So a massive thank you to you guys, a massive thank you to you guys at the bottom of the screen. And these guys always do pop up in the super chat window as well. So thank you guys for all of your support on these live streams as well. If you want to get your name at the bottom of these live streams, head over to patreon.com/Wings of Pegasus. Let me flash a link up on screen, just in case you need to know how to spell Patreon, but there it is, and you can head over there, and on the next live stream, your name will be added to this roll at the bottom of the screen. So let's also jump into the super chat window, because not only have we had some donations in there already, which I'm going to have to scroll up with because there have been so many, so thank you guys for that. We've also had some likes coming in as well, and I'm going to have to maybe reposition that because I haven't planned for the likes to be on screen in front of the notice that I made. And I thought I was being really clever, making a notice up in the top right corner. I thought it wouldn't get in the way of anything, but I'll have to move the likes at some point. Maybe I can do that live on screen. That is going to be complicated to do, but it might be possible and it might not. Anyway, so getting into the super chat window, we had a donation from Laura who donated at 5 a.m. this morning, so thank you so much for that. And it's $10 the donation, and the message is, Phil, how's your finger, and is this the longest you've ever gone without playing? So my finger isn't too bad. I think it's probably going to be within the next few days that I can start playing the guitar again, and it's probably the longest that I haven't played, or that I can remember not playing for, because I did try it maybe 5 days ago and it was too soon. It was still painful. So I'm going to leave it a few more days. I just want to be safe and make sure that when I get back to playing, it's all fine and it's not hurting and it has fully recovered. So it probably is the longest that I've gone without playing since maybe the age of 12. But I'm sure maybe there's been a holiday at some point that I've been on that is just the same amount of time. I think that when you are injured, it's even worse because you want to play the guitar, especially when I'm doing analysis videos. You just want to pick up the guitar and demonstrate what you're trying to explain, if it is a guitar chord or a progression, but then I can't do that at the moment, so hopefully, fingers crossed, it'll be fine really soon. But thank you for that donation, Laura. And Orlando has donated $5. Thank you for that. And this came in at 8:45 this morning, so thank you for that, Orlando. The message is, give the likes a hike and spike with a thumbs up. So great idea there from Orlando. Let's have a plug of the mug while we're here as well. Spike the likes. You can pick up one of these mugs in the tray underneath this video. But also, just to give a target for tonight, on the Saturday live stream we aimed for 255, and the live chat room squad just knocked it out of the ballpark, and I think we got over 300. So a massive thank you to everyone who joins me on Saturdays as well for hitting that thumbs up. And if you join me on a Tuesday as well, hello and welcome again. I think this is something that on a Tuesday with the live streams, people obviously work during the week, so we get a few less people involved on the live streams on Tuesday, but we'll set this like limit or like target, and there's no limit to the likes. We will set the target to 255 and we'll see if we get there, and if we don't, then we'll just have to rely on the catch-up squad, or the catch-up, what did I call them last time? I can't remember, but it's the catch-up squad I'm going to call them. Maybe you can remind me what I called the catch-up. I can't remember what I called them, but hopefully if you guys are watching this on catch-up, then you can hit that thumbs up, and I'll try and remember what I gave you guys the name. I can't remember what it is. It'll come to me in the live stream, I'm sure. But anyway, it's all about the live chat room squad tonight, because we are live. We are trying to hit that thumbs up. We'll see how many we can get to. It looks like at the moment we are at 113, but I do have to organize it so that we can see it on screen, and I'll try and find a space for it somewhere. So just to jump back into the super chat window, we have had some action in there, and I want to get through all of these and make sure I don't miss any. So Cheryl has donated $10. Thank you for that, Cheryl. The message is, haven't been able to make any live streams in a while, but have been part of the catch-up crew. That's what I called the catch-up crew. So thank you for that, Cheryl, for reminding me, even though you did this in the past. And this donation, by the way, came in at 6 minutes past 2 this afternoon, so another very early donation. The message continues, now I can also be part of the early bird brigade with this donation, rock. So thank you for that, Cheryl, and the catch-up crew, thank you for that. That will stick in my head for the future of the live stream, hopefully. And Danny has donated $5. Thank you for this, Danny. The message is, God day, Phil, since you are a big hair rocker, were you ever into Striper or White Cross? They were Christian rock and crossed over with hits. So thank you for that, Danny. And I haven't really got massively, or I didn't get massively into Christian rock or Striper. It's one of those bands that I haven't got heavily into, but have heard their songs now and again in pubs and clubs that I used to hang out with my friends in when I was younger, maybe in my 20s. But those bands, the Christian rock, I don't think I was ever necessarily exposed a lot to the Christian rock sound, or, well, the whole movement of Christian rock, because it was just the same thing. I just didn't really listen to a band because they were Christian rock, or because they weren't Christian rock. It's just if I like the sound of a song, then I'd listen to it. But I didn't really get into Striper, or haven't yet, but that is something that I can certainly do in the future with White Cross as well. But thank you for that donation, Danny. And Vince has donated $10. Hello, Vince. And quick shout out as well, while I mention Vince, the Wings of Pegasus supporters group over on Facebook. You guys can join that if you want to. And Vince hosts the after party over there. And you can join in with all of the other commenters and live chat room people, users, whatever you want to refer to them as. Wingers is what I like to call them. And you can continue that over on Facebook. So join up with that. It's Wings of Pegasus supporters group. That's where you want to type in. I think if you just type in Wings of Pegasus supporters, it'll come up with the group and you'll be able to click on that and join in. But we have Vince in the house also. Massive shout out to the moderators. And we have Carla in there somewhere moderating tonight. I'll keep an eye out to see if we have any more moderators. I think maybe Neil might be in there. I'm not sure if Laurie's going to be joining us tonight, but we will see in the future of this live stream. And fingers crossed, we will be able to continue streaming with the internet. We'll see how we get on. But thank you so much for that donation, Vince. And the message, I didn't even read it out. Let's scroll down a little bit. The message was, Phil, Jennifer Sun asks, if we wanted to share one of Phil's songs, would we have to get permission or pay royalty fee? Do karaoke places have to pay a flat fee to have others share someone's tunes? So, let me address both those questions. First of all, if you're using any of my songs on YouTube or anywhere across the internet, I will get the royalty for that, so don't worry about having to go through copyrights or anything, because there's a third-party publishing company that look after all of my music, and they're always scouring the internet with their automatic computers that pick up the sound of Wings of Pegasus and any of my songs. So you don't have to worry about doing that, and you can use my songs if you want to. It's obviously different if you've got my songs and you're then putting it on a CD or sending them to people for free, because that is then what unfortunately happened. People would illegally download lots of people's songs, and it meant that the artist wasn't getting any money for each person who's now listening to their songs. And this is why I took my songs off Spotify, is because, as I'm sure you guys have heard before on these live streams, I had 16,000 streams of my songs and I made £12 from that. So it just totally was ridiculously unsustainable for me as an independent artist. Every time somebody wants to listen to one of my songs, ideally I'd like to get the 79p that you would get on iTunes if somebody wanted to listen to a song and they had to buy it. Whereas Spotify, unfortunately, just say to especially independent bands and artists, get your songs on this playlist and be featured with other famous artists and get the exposure. And they use that term exposure as a way to get your music for free, so that people can now sign up for a free trial for like a month and they can listen to all your music for free. And as an independent artist, you're not making any money. So it just doesn't make sense. I'd rather just sell a few of my albums and songs and make maybe £30 or £40 than have 16,000 people listen to my music and make £12. It's just how I think you should be set up as a business with your music, to make sure, if you can, that anytime your music's being listened to, that you are getting a royalty for that and not through a third-party site like Spotify. But anyway, that's the first question, so don't worry about that. If you're using it on the internet, I will receive a royalty for it. And the second question was, do karaoke places have to pay a flat fee to have others share someone's tunes? So with this, first of all, let me mention live music venues. Now, what happens with these is they are registered as live music venues. So they are registered with the Performing Rights Society here in the UK, which means that any band, artist and song who has copyright material and own the publishing rights to, that is registered with the PRS, the Performing Rights Society, so that when they perform that gig, And this is, I'm talking about everything above board here. Of course, lots of bands play at venues that are unregistered, and there's no way that you can police that. But at the registered venues, when you play your own songs, you are then paid at the end of the year from the Performing Rights Society, which is something that I get. And it's just a sum considering how many times you played at registered venues. So that is a royalty that you're picking up for your live performances. So that's one side of things. That's for original music. When you're playing something that you have written yourself, you're playing it live and you're playing at a registered venue. If you're playing at an unregistered venue, there's no way to police that. So it's typically pubs, smaller venues that you play at, and they don't have, hundreds of people there or thousands of people with seating. When you're playing at small pubs and clubs, it's probably not going to be registered, but you'd be surprised that, especially here in the UK, if you're not registered, you're kind of trying to get away with it all the time. It's a lot safer just to do everything above board. So anyway, with karaoke venues or places that have a karaoke machine, it's exactly the same principle, that when they are registered, they have all of the songs registered on their karaoke machine, and they should file when they had an event and which songs were played, which songs were then attempted to be sung. But every play of every song is registered in exactly the same way. It goes through the PRS, Performing Rights Society here in the UK, and the person that owns the publishing rights to that song will get a royalty. But as you can imagine, karaoke is karaoke. Anyone can get a karaoke machine, put it in their pub, and not say that they have played on that particular night a Michael Jackson song, a Journey song, a George Michael song, whatever the most popular songs are to sing at karaoke. Generally, you'll find that most of the time they don't register that, though, well, the whole evening, the karaoke evening, is going ahead and which songs are played, because it is a lot of paperwork in order to go through all of that to register it all with PRS. And I think especially with karaoke, it's one of those that the karaoke machine and the whole process of getting up there and singing along with a song, you're not using that for financial gain. It's people just having fun. Obviously, the record labels try to enforce it. They want to get money for every time their song is played, even without the lead vocal. But I think at some point you just got to say, look, it's music, it's fun, it's enjoyable, and that's the whole point of karaoke. It's just to have a good laugh and not worry about, oh yeah, but you played the backing to that song, so we want the money for that, and if you can't pay the money, we're going to shut you down and shut down your little karaoke machine with your screen with the lyrics on. So I think at some point, just common sense has to prevail, and you think, look, karaoke night's great, everyone get involved, you're not selling it for profit, just everyone have a great time. It's when people have bought tickets, and this is the major thing to distinguish between karaoke and playing live. If you are playing your own songs or a cover of somebody else's song, and people have paid for a ticket to watch you, which generally happens, that is how gigs work, it means that those songs that you have played are registered, and they should be registered by the venue with the Performing Rights Society, so that everybody gets their royalty for whatever was performed on that night, because people have paid in order to enter the venue to watch the band. If you then get to a point where people are paying to enter a venue to do karaoke, that's now dodgy ground, because that is effectively now making profit from somebody else's songs that you're about to sing along with. So I hope that makes sense. It's quite a complicated... Well, it's not complicated when you understand it, but for somebody who's not really into music, hasn't performed live before, maybe hasn't played covers before in venues that are registered or unregistered, then maybe it's a little bit confusing, but hopefully you guys get the idea. But thank you, Vince and Jennifer, for that. Obviously, it is a complicated thing to explain, so it takes a little bit of time to get the point across, but thank you for that donation. And Joan has donated $49.99. Thank you for this, Joan. And the message is for the Phone Data Fund. Thank you for your tenacity and flexibility with some rock horns. So thank you for that, Joan, and that will help with the phone data. We are literally counting down the days and probably counting down the hours to when I get the new internet installed on the 27th. That is when it's going to be live. That's the up and running installed date. and it'll be great just to have reliable internet on Tuesdays and Saturdays so that I can just stream without having to worry about anything. But thank you so much for that, Joan. Deborah has donated $10. Thank you for that. And it's the guy flying through the air. And Nora has donated $20. Thank you for this, Nora. And the message is for the Internet Data Fund Rock. So thank you for that. And it will all definitely help. It is massively appreciated. Thank you for this, guys. And King Nero has donated $10. Thank you for that. The message is 1 a.m. here in Malta and loving it. Warm and wish you all were here to see amazing sunsets. Rock on, Phil. So we have some sunsets going on in Malta. It's obviously a little bit later here at 20 past midnight here in the UK. And let's get a spike of the likes. What I'll do is try and get the likeometer on screen while I play the first video, because I don't think it's going to be something that I can do live. But just to let you guys know, we're at 143 likes already, so thank you guys so much for hitting that thumbs up. And we're aiming for 255. It looks like we might be on the way to get close to that on a Tuesday live stream, which, like I said, the numbers always on Tuesday are going to be a little bit down because people are working and can't make it as regularly as Saturday nights, but we will see where we end up with this live stream. And hopefully we'll keep this version of the internet going and I won't have to change to my phone, but rest assured, as you can read up there, if we do disconnect, I will be back on my phone after maybe a minute or two. So we also have a donation from Ken. Thank you for this, Ken. It's $5. And the message is, hello, Phil. You're not the only one that is having trouble with your internet. So am I, my friend. Rock on, buddy, with some rock horns. So thank you for that, Ken. And this is the other thing that is hilarious. When you lose your internet connection, you then get the screen on your computer, and by the way, the TV, everything here that I watch and I do is Virgin Media, so it means that the TV's run by them as well. So you think, oh, the internet's gone, let me just try and relax and watch a movie or something and take my mind off it, or just watch some kind of comedy show. And then you click on the screen and it says no service, try again later. So everything's on the internet, so I couldn't even watch TV. It's a bit of a nightmare. And when you load up your computer and your internet browser, it says about the router and everything saying no internet connection, and the home hub, as it's called, it says no internet connection. Go to www.virginmedia.com/ frequently asked questions or troubleshooting to solve the problem. That's on the internet, and I haven't got the internet, so how am I supposed to go to the internet site to sort out my internet? It is absolutely crazy, and that is the message you get. No internet connection. Go to the internet site. So, unbelievable. But anyway, we will improve in the future. As I said, 27th. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it'll all be a lot smoother from then on. So, thank you, Ken, for that donation. And Sue has donated $20. Thank you for this, Sue. And the message is, you are amazing, with the guy doing some dancing. So thank you for the kind words, Sue. And Carl has donated $5 for the Cross the Pond Fund. Thank you for this, Carl. The message is, same fund. Hope everyone well, safe and healthy. Please stay that way. So great advice from Carl. And everybody, if you can, keep wearing your masks. That's what we're doing here in the UK. You can pick yourself up a Wings of Pegasus mask in the tray. Well, I think it's actually on teespring.com. And just type in Wings of Pegasus on that website and you'll be able to find all of the merchandise as well as the masks if you want to get one of those. And we do have Deborah modeling a mask later on in the show, so stay tuned for that. But if you want to pick up one of those masks, then head over to teespring.com. I'm not sure why it doesn't show up in the tray underneath the videos. It just isn't an option for me to show it there. I don't know why. And I've tried refreshing it, but it just doesn't register, so you have to go straight to teespring.com in order to get your hands on a mask. And I did model one a few weeks ago, but didn't do a very good job of it, so it's probably going to be better just to leave it to other people. But thank you so much for that, Carl. And Rob has donated $10. Thank you for this, Rob, and it is a straight-up donation. And Lucy has donated $19.99. Thank you for this, Lucy. And the message is, howdy, Phil, fellow wingers and new wingers for the Cross the Pond Fund Phil Con Wingerstock Phil Fest Philestival or Philapalooza with a smiley face. Take care, everyone. Spike the likes, y'all, with a thumbs up, some rock horns, a heart, and peace. So thank you for that, Lucy, and all of those names. For the possible event in the future, we'll have to do a vote and pick on one. And while I'm talking about voting, just quickly, I was speaking to Ray over on Patreon, and she was saying about merchandise and things that people might want on the teespring.com site, but also just available in the tray underneath the video. So if you guys do want something in particular, and there was a mention of cushions or pillows, depending on what you call them, with the logo on or maybe a picture on. But if there's some piece of merchandise on teespring.com that you have seen that you want me to do a version of, then let me know over on Wings of Pegasus, on the Wings of Pegasus supporters group on Facebook. Maybe you guys can get together there. If there is something that's in demand that you want, let me know, and I'll get on organising that in order to get it available on teespring.com. But also thank you, Ray, for bringing that up over on Patreon in a message. That is much appreciated. But moving on, we had a donation from Jen, who has donated $5. Thank you for this, Jen. The message is, YouTube finally sent me a couple of surveys on the Wings of Pegasus channel. Lots of thumbs up. And the message is across the board with a smiley face. So thank you for that, Jen. And it's good to know that sometimes with the Wings of Pegasus notifications of the YouTube channel, it sometimes doesn't go through, but on Patreon, you'll always get a separate email for every single upload to YouTube that I do every single night. So thank you, Jen, for that. And Danny has donated $5 again. Thank you for this, Danny. And the message is, chat room, been talking about one-hit wonders. Do you have a favourite? And the one that jumps into my mind instantly is Chesney Hawkes, and that is the one and only. It's one of those songs that's just so cool. I don't know. It was just a one-hit wonder here. And Chesney had a great voice. Unfortunately, a lot of his other music didn't really hit us here in the UK, but it was such a great song. I don't even know if you guys know that. But yeah, his one-hit wonder here was I Am the One and Only. You guys can search that out if you haven't heard it. It's really kind of a pop track, maybe pop rock, but yeah, it's one of those songs that I personally really like. And while I was at university, it was just a song that as soon as it came on, everyone went crazy because everybody loved it. So it's just one of those feel-good songs. So that was what I'd go for, and is what I'd go for. But thank you so much for that, Danny. And Kathleen has donated $20. Thank you for this, Kathleen. The message is, late watching your Connie Francis analysis. So thank you for checking that out. And that was last night's analysis, if I remember correctly. Sometimes they blend into one when I'm thinking about, because I did one on Katie Lang as well, and I also referenced Patsy Cline's one in those videos, actually in both of those videos, because of these similar vocal techniques going on. But thank you so much for that, Kathleen. Jeannie has donated $5. Thank you for this. Ola Phil spiked an early, like in the early bird brigade, but then went and took a nap and overslept with a laughing face. Glad I made it back here in time, rock. So thank you for that donation, Jeannie, and well done for waking up in time and making it with us here. And Lisa has donated $10 as well. Thank you for this, Lisa. The message is, when you were hanging out in pubs with your friends, did you do karaoke? And if yes, what songs would you sing? Well, unfortunately, the answer to that is no. We never really went to a pub or a club that had karaoke. It was always just playing, well, in the pubs, it would just be standard 80s hard rock songs, White Snake, sometimes Winger, but Winger tended to be me requesting, and me and my friends requesting Winger to be played, because they weren't one of those bands that really got mainstream coverage, but in the UK especially, but in the pubs and clubs, Journey, that kind of stuff, just hard rock in the 80s, any bands, maybe a bit of Dokken would sneak in there, but yeah, it's not something really that, unfortunately, we didn't do karaoke, and there weren't really pubs or clubs that in London had karaoke going. I think because there's just too many people in the venue. There might be maybe 100 or 200 people in the venue at any one time. So trying to organise that, and people wanting to do karaoke, they'd probably break up or break out in a fight, trying to get up there to steal the microphone. So it's not something that I got into, but if I was to do it, maybe I would probably do Bon Jovi, or I'm not sure, maybe I would have a go at doing some Whitesnake. It is one of those things that the range, you have to be warmed up vocally in order to hit those A4s and B4s, C5s, D5s sometimes as well. I take a little bit of time to warm up my voice. On the analysis videos, sometimes I just jump straight into it and I don't warm up before an analysis video. But if I am singing, then I like to have maybe 20 minutes warm up, something like that, in order just to free up the vocal cords a bit. So if I was singing something that is up there in the hard rock genre, especially in the 80s, then I'd probably have to warm up my voice in order to get the notes properly. But thank you so much for that donation. And I just want to make sure I don't miss any here, because Carla has donated $1.99. And the message is, did you get my donation before the live, with a winky face? And I'm just going to scroll up to see if Carla was here before the live. We had Laura, who donated at 5 a.m. So that was literally yesterday now, because we are now into Wednesday here in the UK. I'm just going to have a scroll through to make sure that I didn't miss anything. But this might have been on PayPal. So let me keep on scrolling down. If it is through PayPal, then on the PayPal account, that sends an email to me, and I get a lot of emails. And as you guys know, it takes me a bit of time to get through all of the emails. It sometimes takes me a few days to get just up to speed, or at least get through them. So if I do receive donations on PayPal, I do try and get to them as quickly as possible, but sometimes it can take a day or two, or sometimes 3, to get to the notification, because they come in with all of the email notifications that I get for people who have sent me emails through the website, the wingsofpegasus.com website. So there are quite a lot of emails. So I do try and get through those. So if there is one on there, thank you, Carla, for this donation and that donation as well. Mary has donated $5 also. Thank you, Carla, for doing the whole moderating thing. It is much appreciated. Everyone say a big hello to Carla and a big thank you for moderating tonight. And Mary has donated $5, and the message is, hi Phil, can you tell us who your new internet provider will be? We're rooting for you. So it's going to be PlusNet. They are the company. I might even put the company name on screen if it is reliable, just because it'll be great for people to know about a reliable internet company in the UK especially. And I mentioned on the last live stream that they were voted the best internet company here in the UK for the last 7 years running. So it seems like they're going to be a good company to jump ship to from Virgin Media. But thank you so much for that, Mary. And Michelle has donated $10. Thank you for that, Michelle. And the message is, celebrating my birthday tonight. Thank you for all you do. So, Michelle, have a fantastic night. Happy birthday. Everybody say a huge happy birthday to Michelle in the live chat room. And I'm sure everybody echoes those sentiments. Have a great day. And bust out some orange squash or some summer fruit squash. Push the boat out. Why not? But thank you for that, Michelle. And Orlando has donated $2 again. Thank you for this. And the message is, I made it. Working the graveyard shift is a drag. So Orlando is in the house. He made it. Thank you for this donation again, Orlando. But it looks like he's working his way through the graveyard shift. I hope it goes well for you. And Teresa has donated $10. Thank you for this, Teresa. The message is, put this to your internet fun. Or fund. But thank you for that, Teresa. And Kay has donated $5. Thank you, Kay. The message is the diameter of a guitar's sound hole generally the same in all acoustic guitars? How does the size of the sound hole affect the sound? So, interesting question. I'm not going to get into too much detail with this, but you'll find that acoustic guitars and classical guitars as well all have pretty much the same shape. And the reason for that, and also the same sound size hole. Should I say sound hole? The same size sound hole. There's too many S's in what I'm trying to say here. But it means that because when they first started making guitars, lots and lots and lots of years ago, many years ago, back in the past, they had to experiment with which whole acoustic chamber and the size of the resonance chamber, because that's effectively what an acoustic guitar is, what the size and dimensions of that worked best, or which dimensions worked best. So they started out making very small, and this is where the whole mandolin thing came from. It was a very small resonance chamber, or it's basically an acoustic chamber for the sound to go in and then come out of. So it meant that the mandolins were very small, and they started to experiment with the smaller sizes, the larger sizes, and then eventually making bigger I hope this makes sense, but the whole body of the acoustic guitar started to get bigger, and they started to hear the quality and tone that could be produced with that particular sound, or that particular shape of the guitar and the sound it produced. So it meant that once somebody played a guitar, an acoustic guitar, with a particular shape and it sounded rich in tone, everyone else thought, hang on, that sounded good. And they looked at the shape and they all copied it. And over, obviously, decades and decades, this shape just became more and more efficient. And they tweaked it over years and years and years to the point where now every acoustic guitar looks the same because it's been tweaked to that particular shape to get the most tone out of the strings. And it's the same approach with everything when I'm talking about mandolins, exactly the same thing. So it's just something that for that particular sound, by now, obviously in 2020, the shape has pretty much been perfected to try and squeeze the most tonal quality out of the body of the guitar. So that's exactly what's happened with the acoustic guitar, and why you see a lot of acoustic guitars that are the same shape with lots of different makes. You can have hundreds of different makes of guitars, but they all copy that same shape in order to maximize the richness of the tone from the strings. But anyway, thank you so much for that donation, Kay. And yes, just a quick answer. Generally, the sound holes are going to be the same size because that is the most efficient size that we have found as a race for guitars in acoustics and also classical guitars. You might find that they vary ever so slightly, but you'll never see an acoustic guitar with a massive hole because it then just won't work. And exactly the same, just playing an acoustic guitar with a tiny hole, it's just not as efficient. But anyway, thank you for that, Kay. And Pam has donated $19.99. Thank you for this, Pam. The message is, could you analyze Mother Father by Journey? I thought you said I live in Houston. Live in Houston, 1981. I would love to hear your analysis on that particular performance. No rush, love, heart. So thank you for this, Pam, and I will stick that one on the list. And thank you for that request and the donation. Orlando has donated $5 again. Thank you for this. The message is, I am the one and only, nobody I'd rather be. I love that song with lots of rock horns. So thank you for this. And it's one of those songs that for some reason I know all the words to it as well, because it just came on at university. We all sung along, had a great time. But yeah, I won't bore you with all of the lyrics to I am the one and I am the one and only. That's the name of the song. And then nobody I'd rather be. I am the one and only. Okay. You can't take that away from me. Anyway, let's get into the next donation. Thank you for that, Orlando. And look what you've started by giving me some lyrical content. It was always going to end badly. But Terry has donated $5. Thank you for this, Terry. And the message is, I'm late, but wanted to donate anyways, with a smiley face. So thank you for that, Terry. And you're not too late. Actually, we're 20-1 here in the morning already. And Carla has donated again, just popped in with a $1.99 donation, and it says it was on here about 7 hours before the live. So at the moment it's not on the screen that I can see, so thank you for that, Carla. And maybe it might be one of those that shows up a bit later. Sometimes that does happen. I think that happened before where there was a donation and I was reading through the super chat and it then popped in later on and I went back and it had appeared. So it might be one of those weird ones. But thank you, Carla, for the donations tonight and earlier before we started the live stream. Let's jump into the first video of the night because we're going to be having a look at my lyric video of Don't Cry. While this is playing, I'm going to try and get the likes up on screen because we are at 177 so far. So if you do get a chance to hit that thumbs up, I'm just checking that that is going to work. I'll try and organize this during this video. So I'll try and be in the live chat room. Obviously, I'm going to be working away, so I won't be able to comment too much. But also, big shout out to Neil in the moderating stakes. I've just seen him go through the screen there. So thank you for joining us tonight, Neil, as well as moderating. Almost said meal as well as nodderating, but that's something my brain loves to do with these live streams. But we will jump into this first video, and I could just see going through the screen. Lisa's donated $10. Thank you for this, Lisa. And I can see it's going to be a question about strings, but I just want to jump into this next video and then I'll get to that question afterwards, and I'll get this live likes on screen as well while this video is playing. So I'll see you guys after this. I hope you enjoy it. Just by the way, Orlando, Kevin, Mary and Deborah really asked for this, but requested this really over on Patreon. I want to say a huge thank you to you guys for answering the requests over on Patreon. It is really much appreciated. Just seeing how much I can say really before I start this video. So I hope you really enjoy this. Let's get into it, and I'll see you guys after. Rock!
But you can't go around thinking of her 1,000 times when you think you see her face in the crowd. Now she's gone, no way of ever knowing. Don't cry for me, don't cry, is what she'd say. Cry for me, don't cry. No more shopping in the hall, only empty spaces.
And there we have it. That was my song called Don't Cry. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. And as you could see, that's available at wingsofpegasus.com/store. So I was trying to organize this likes counter during that video, and it's very difficult to do when you're doing it live and you can't see where all the things are. So I dragged it into a random position, and we're going to see if I can make this look neat on the screen by moving it up. It's working, it's going. Let's put it up there maybe. Or I could move it over to the other side of the screen, or put it at the top of the live chat room. Let's move this down here and stick it on top of there. And that almost looks neat. So there we go. A live adjustment of the likes, but now we can see it. And maybe I should have it there all the time. Maybe. This is the thing. I think I've probably got a little bit of obsessive compulsive going on with getting the screen looking exactly how I want it to, but we'll just leave it there resting on top of the live chat room with the likes. And as you can see, 191. So thank you guys. As soon as I said that, 192. So thank you guys so much for hitting that thumbs up. If you want to hit that thumbs up, you still can do, and it really does help these live streams to get out there and the channel to grow as a whole, with the analysis videos as well, and the cover videos, everything that's on here. So if you do get a chance to hit that thumbs up, we are aiming for 255 tonight. We're aiming for Saturday's target on a Tuesday, so maybe we can make it. It is well, it's going to be a bit more of a challenge on a Tuesday. Like I said, more people are at work, but we'll see if we can get to 255, 194 is where we are at the moment. So thank you guys just for joining me tonight on these live streams as well. There has been a little bit of super chat action in the super chat window, or super chat donation window. So let me just jump over here and make sure that I don't miss anybody, because Lisa has donated $10, and thank you for that, Lisa. I did reference this before we got into the video, but the question was, McPherson guitars have the sound hole on the top of the strings rather than under them. Does that make a big difference, and is that why they're so expensive? So thank you for that, Lisa. And when you say on top of the strings, obviously that might be a bit confusing. It doesn't have the strings underneath the sound hole, it's on top of the sound hole. So it means that normally you have the sound hole underneath the strings, whereas with the design, the hole is at the top, so the top end of the guitar, or the top part of the body. And I haven't played a McPherson guitar, so it's something that I don't really have anything to draw on from the difference in tone that's produced. And I know that there's a lot of explanation as to why the tone works better or should work better, and I haven't really looked into it, and it's something that I don't know a lot about, where the sound hole has been moved. As you can see with all of my acoustic covers and everything that I've done, I've just got the standard position for the sound hole, and that's just what I'm used to. So I don't know, it's maybe something I can look at in the future if I can get my hands on one and start to weigh up the difference between the tonal quality between having the sound hole where it is traditionally, and then just move to the top of the body and just see how it sounds. But I can't make that comparison, unfortunately. But thank you, Lisa, for that donation, and I am just going to move this down to make it look a little bit neater. There we go. So we had another donation from Mimi, who has donated $20, so thank you so much for that. And the message is for the new internet fund, so thank you for that, and that will definitely help out with phone data if we need that within the next 10 days or so, because it's going to be the 27th, so maybe 10 days or less. Is the 18th today here? Technically, I think it's maybe the 17th. I'm going to have to check what the date is, because I think over in actually the 19th, so technically the 18th if you're watching this, and it's still Tuesday where you are, but it's 19th here, so that means 8 days we've got to wait until the new internet. But if I do need to go to my phone data in those next 8 days, then thank you, Mimi, for this donation, because it will really help. And Linda has donated $20. Thank you for this, Linda. The message is, Catch Up Squad, not Crew, was the name you gave us because I was a member, plus I just checked. But Crew might be a more catchy name anyway. now you can thank me for messing with your memory on this name in the future. So, with the catch-up crew, there's almost a bit of alliteration going on in there, so I think the catch-up crew is probably more well-suited, and the live chat room squad, that can just be a squad, because there's probably quite a lot of people in the squad in the live chat room, so hopefully I'll be able to remember that. But I just got to remember the crew, the catch up crew. But thank you so much for that, Linda, and for trying to confuse me as well. And Jeannie has donated $5. Thank you for that. And the message is, Phil, would you ever consider showing yourself playing drums? Bang on, with a picture of a drum. So I think there's only one video of me playing drums on the site here somewhere, and it might have been the ZZ Top cover, I can't remember, but at one point I did set up the drums and record a little bit of that for a cover video. So if you are looking for that, I think it might be that cover that I do play the drums on. But going into the future, if I do get some time to do more covers, then hopefully I will have more time to spend on the covers, and I can spend some time setting up all of the instruments, including the drums. It's just the fact that moving the drums is a bit of a pain, and once I've done the 5 or 6 angles of bass and guitar and vocals and backing vocals, it's about 2 hours, and then I just want to get into the editing because it's a very long process, and I just didn't have the patience to then, all the time, to set up the drums in front of the green screen and set up the camera from different angles to get that. But I did do it once. But anyway, thank you for that, Jeannie. And Karen has donated $5. Thank you for this, Karen. The message is, hi Phil, I recently had internet connection issues similar to yours, so I feel for you. Thanks for what you do and for being you. Cheers, Karen. So thank you for that, Karen. And there's a little picture of a guitar there as well. So Vince has donated $5. Thank you for this, Vince. The mention, there must be a, it's regarding the McPherson sound hole in the upper bout. I read somewhere that it allows for different bracing of the soundboard, thereby improving sound. So thank you for that, Vince. A little bit of inside information on that. And I'm sure that if you go to their website, or if I went to their website, they've probably got a lot of detail as to what they do and how they have made the sound richer or have improved the sound if they can and if they have. But thank you, Vince, for mentioning that. It is something that I'll probably look into a little bit later on. But Orlando has donated again $5. Thank you for this, Orlando. The message is, I finally downloaded your Persistence album on Amazon Music. Not a bad song on the album, Rock, with some rock horns. So thank you for that, Orlando. And this is the thing, that when I put together the album, I was thinking about doing 12 songs, but I think I wanted to have every single song on there a song that I liked. And I thought it wasn't just a song for the sake of making up numbers on an album, because I think some bands do that, where they want to have 12 songs on their album, so they might have 10 really good songs and then 2 songs that are a bit obviously just thrown in there to try and make it up to 12 songs. And I've regularly said the phrase all killer no filler, and that's something that I always wanted to approach an album with, that kind of angle, in terms of just having 10 or 11, however many songs it was that I liked myself and thought, yeah, I wouldn't mind playing those songs live. I don't think I'd ever get sick of any particular one, because I know that I haven't just thrown it in there to try and make up the numbers. But thank you for the kind words, Orlando, and the donation. And Lisa has donated $2. Thank you for this, Lisa. And the message is, we see you playing drums on The Power of Love. So thank you for that, and reminding me so it wasn't the ZZ Top cover. And you guys can go and check that one out if you want to. The Power of Love, there is me playing a little bit of the drums, and yeah, maybe something I can do in the future. But Terry has just jumped in with a $5 donation. Thank you for this, Terry. And the message is, will you ever tour the USA once it's safe again? We would love to have you. So thank you for this, Terry, and the kind words. I'm hoping at some point in the future, I don't know when, but I'm hoping at some point I'll be able to get over to the USA in any kind of way, whether it's being just going over to meet you guys, to have the PhilCon or the Phil Fest, just playing a little bit, maybe coming over with a band and doing a few shows, just doing a few gigs at a few venues maybe, but in any, I mean, I'd love to just go over there and chat to you guys just in a room somewhere or just in a pub, because that'd be really cool to get some wingers together, just to meet you guys face to face. But hopefully it's something that can happen in the future. Obviously, just going over to the USA and meeting up with you is a lot easier to organize, because you don't have to then sort out the instruments and the band, and also getting the plugs, because we have different plugs here. We have 3-pin plugs, and getting that all organized with the voltages and the equipment. But it will take a lot more planning to actually come over and tour or do a few gigs. But in terms of just coming over there and just chilling out and maybe just having a relaxed song or two and just a bit of a karaoke session or jam session, you never know. We will see what can happen in the future. And maybe if I can get over to California, we'll try and get Donal involved as well, because Donal likes a little bit of, not karaoke, but to play his guitar as well. And I know that Donal would be up for that. So that'd be cool to just touch base with people in California, but also just get as many people involved as possible. But thank you so much for that donation, Terry, and we are going to be jumping into the next video of the night. This is one of those, again, requested over on Patreon. Thank you guys for this. And it was Sally and Donna and Kevin as well that requested this one. It's going to be my cover of Parisian Walkways. I hope you guys enjoy this. I'll be in the live chat room as always, and I'll see you guys after. Rock!
I remember Paris, 49, the Champs-Élysées, Saint-Michel and old Beaujolais wine. And I recall that you were mine on those Parisian days. Hello!
And there we have it. And I just cut off the video before I was about to go through the names of my patrons, and that was a very excitable hello, as always, at the beginning of most of my analysis videos. But it is me here live. That was me on the previous video, of course. And I hope you guys enjoyed that one. It was my cover of Parisian Walkways, of course. But I just want to get the Super Chat window up on screen and see if we have, I think, a donation in there from Linda. Let me just make sure that I didn't miss anybody. So we had Terry, and yes, it was Linda who came in with a $5 donation. So thank you for this. The message is, I vote for you coming over and chilling out in California. Yes, 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 in capitals with a smiley face. So thank you for that, Linda. And it might be somewhere that I can head to. Also, I really do like the idea of Las Vegas as well. That would be cool. Also, Nashville. These places that I mention in a lot of my analysis videos, these hubs of activity over the years, musically, would be great places to visit and just to go to, just to take a few pictures of. And then when I come back to the UK, I can put all the pictures on these live streams. And having said that, I've just reminded myself that we are going to be taking a look at Deborah modeling the Spike the Likes mug. And let's just have a plug of the mug and maybe a spike of the likes. And we've just gone past 1 a.m. I don't know where the time goes, but we will see if we can get a spike of the likes. We're at 205 at the moment, and if you haven't hit that thumbs up, it would be massively appreciated if you could do, because we're trying to get to 255. So it means that we've got 49 people that we're looking for in the live chat room who haven't hit that thumbs up so far. And maybe we will find them, maybe we won't. I think the Tuesday night live streams are more in the realm of the catch-up crew, because they help us get over the line with the likes, because there aren't as many people who join us on a Tuesday night, but still we get a good amount of people, a great community on Tuesday nights as well, who, by the way, have been here since the beginning, because I started only streaming on Tuesday nights, and then Saturday nights is something that then came along a little bit later on because people wanted to do one on a Saturday, and I liked the idea of doing one on a Saturday as well, because it helps to break up the analysis videos a bit as well on the channel. And obviously, with the analysis videos, a lot of work, maybe not obviously, but a lot of work goes into those. So sometimes I can spend between 6 to 12 hours on a video, 12 hours if everything's not going particularly well. And if I have maybe 1 or 2 of those in a week, it means that it's quite a lot to go through to literally wake up and then think about, right, I've got to get into the next video because last night's video took so long, it's now having a knock-on effect. So it's good just to know that on a Tuesday and a Saturday I can interact with you guys live, and I don't have to worry about an analysis video going wrong and not uploading or getting blocked and having to re-edit it and all of those different things that can be a little bit annoying, a little bit frustrating. So it's great to just let my hair down, literally, even though I always let my hair down on the analysis videos as well. But it's great to interact with you guys on a Tuesday and a Saturday. So thank you everyone who's joined me on the Tuesday night live streams when it was just Tuesdays. And we will keep on with them. And hopefully from the 27th onwards, we'll then be a lot more reliable, and we'll just keep on going throughout 2020 and just maybe just put 2020 down as a year to definitely forget and definitely move on from. Obviously, I think it's one of these things that throughout your life and throughout lots of people's lives, they've never experienced anything like the year 2020 because of the crazy situation with COVID and the amount of lives that have been lost and everything, and it's very depressing to think about. But 2021, we're going to move forward and everything's going to improve. But anyway, let's just keep on being positive and moving forward. So we've had another donation that has come in from Ray. Thank you so much for this, Ray. And it's for $100. And the message is, do you have a favorite Beatles tune to listen to or perform? This is a difficult one, because the simple answer to that is no, because I like so many different Beatles tunes, and I think pretty much because the Beatles were one of those bands that, with my parents, so into the Beatles because that was their generation. That was the band that they were into. And they had all of the albums on vinyl and used to play them all the time. So I just used to listen to them all the time. And all of the songs, I never really heard one and thought, oh, I really prefer that song compared to all the others. I think the Beatles were just one of those crazy bands that were just all killer, no filler, just hit after hit after hit. Such great melody all the time. And they always took the songs in a different direction. They didn't just do a verse, chorus, mid-late, chorus, end. They'd throw in what sounded like a mid-late straight away. And they'd throw in a chorus, and then they'd throw in a verse. And then they'd throw in what sounded like another mid-late that wasn't the first mid-late. So it was just really well composed, put together, and the hooks in there as well. So yeah, I don't think I could pick one. The first song that stuck out to me, or for me when I was a kid, was Eleanor Rigby, because it was one of those songs that was, to me, at least to my mind, sounded totally different to any other song that I'd heard because of the clarity of the production, but also just the way it sounded. I don't know how to describe it. For my child brain to take in that song, it totally stood out, and that was something that obviously compositionally stood out to me as not as much happy sing-along song, but something that sounded a little bit more complex to my young brain at that time. But anyway, thank you so much for that, Ray, and the question. And Lucy has donated $4.99. Thank you for this. The message is, Texas is a must. As the saying goes, everything is bigger in Texas. We have everything. Great food, great music, and great people. So thank you for that, Lucy. And this is the thing about going over to the USA, is the portion size. And I think when you do visit another country, it's an excuse to pig out and just throw caution to the wind. And I remember when I was a kid going to Florida and Disney World, and the great thing is that, I'm just stopping my hair from going in my mouth, but the great thing is that when I was over there with my parents, we had the waffles, or it's more like pancakes, for breakfast, which is unheard of in the UK because that's like a dessert to us. So to go to a place, and that was actually all you could eat, so it means you could have as many pancakes and waffles and syrup for breakfast that you wanted, which is just, it blew my mind. Here in the UK, I'd never seen the likes of it, having that for breakfast. So that was great as a kid to be able to have a dessert for breakfast. And yeah, I remember once I was over there as well, I had what must have been 1,500 calories, maybe more, in a pasta dish that I had. I think it might have been either a lasagna, I think it was lasagna. And then for pudding, I had an ice cream that was about 700 calories. So I was putting into my stomach almost 2,500 calories in one meal. But for me, that is what it's all about. When you go on holiday, just let loose and forget just having everything in moderation, because it's only going to be 2 weeks. So just get out there and eat as much as you can. So yeah, definitely a good time from the eating perspective as well. And I remember that they used to do this dough that was what they would make waffles out of, but they just gave you the dough and it was covered in sugar and syrup and also chocolate sauce, and it was just like a bowl of that and you just tucked into it. That was amazing. And also peanuts that were covered in cinnamon and sugar. That was very nice as well. So all of these things that I had in the USA that I'm very much looking forward to eating again when I get back there someday. But anyway, Lucy, thank you for that donation. And now I'm just starting to get hungry. But Jeannie has donated $2 as well. Thank you for that. And the message is, I second that Cali idea. Yes, with lots of little pictures after that. So thank you for that, Jeannie. So it's now 1:10 here in the morning, and we are going to have to probably call this to a close because, as you can see from the picture that I put up, or at least the notification that I put up, tonight's live stream was a risky one because I didn't have the internet for about 3 to 4 hours before I started the live stream, but then it started working. So I think we're probably going to call it to a close, or call it a day for tonight's live stream, considering as well sometimes after 1 a.m. things start to go a little bit awry with the connection anyway. So we will have to see how we get on. I just want to address a donation that has come in. So thank you so much for this, Bill. It is a $20 donation, so thank you for that. And the message is, are you channeling Gary Moore or what? Fantastic, love all you do on the tube. So thank you for the kind words, Bill. And with Gary Moore, he was one of my, I say, heavy influences when I was learning to play the guitar. I definitely got into Gary Moore, and my dad was heavily into Gary Moore as well. So I had a lot of material that I could get into. Also, bootleg tapes from live performances that I could listen to. And yeah, I'd get heavily into that. And I think with Jimi Hendrix as well, that was a huge influence on me. But certainly Gary Moore was one of those players who I listened to his blues playing, but then also started to realize his level of technical ability for hard rock and metal and more progressive genres that maybe a lot of people didn't listen to a lot of, but maybe know Gary just as a blues player, but a great jazz player as well, that maybe people don't know that as well. So he played lots of different styles, and that's why I was influenced heavily by him, because of his technical ability across the board. And yeah, just a great guitarist to get into if you are learning to play, especially with the blues, but then also hard rock as well. But anyway, thank you, Bill, for that. Orlando has just donated $2, and the message is All Killer No Filler, the name of a Sum 41 album. So thank you for that, Orlando. And yes, it's probably gone in my subconscious there somewhere, and that's probably where I've picked it up. But thank you, Orlando, for that. So we're at 217 likes, and we are going to be calling this to a close now on the live stream. And again, thank you guys so much for joining me tonight on the live stream. Also, if you guys want to head over to the Wings of Pegasus supporters group over on Facebook, you can join up there and join in with the community over there. But also, this is where the guys from the live chat room hang out after these live streams, and Vince hosts the after party on that Facebook page. So it looks like we're going to be clocking in at the end of this live stream at 219 likes. Maybe we can get 220. It's just gone up. We can get a final spike of the likes, maybe another 1 or 2 or 3. And we are now going to be handing this over to the catch-up crew who watch these live streams after the event. And we are looking towards you guys to see if you can take us past 255 likes. This is something that you did last week on the Tuesday live stream. So we will see if we can rely on these guys to hit the thumbs up. It would be massively appreciated. If you haven't already used up your thumbs up token on the live stream tonight, you can just quickly squeeze it in before the end of the live stream. We're at 223. So it looks like we're looking for 32 or maybe 36 to, no, 32 or 33, but now 32 to surpass 255. So we are looking to you guys, the catch-up crew. Hopefully, if you see this, you can give that a thumbs up, and we can hit the thumbs up. It really does help this whole analysis video, live stream, cover video channel as a whole to get out there. And just finally, let's have a look into this live chat room and see who's in there, because we have Corey, Barbara, Karen, Pam, Susan and Dennis are in the house as well. Hello guys. Karen again, Linda, Matt and Barbara and Deborah, and Ray's in there still. Jeannie is in there, and Robin and Barbara, Mary, Kevin and Pam and Sue. So thank you for this. And I can see Kevin's just said, and no circle of death. So that's a great way to put a little bit of a curse on the live stream. So I'm going to be moving on quickly because of that. So let's have a little look. Oh, Lucy has donated $4.99 and says, did you forget Deborah Bastian's photo? Yes, I did. And I even introduced it. So I don't know what happened there. So I introduced, we were going to look at that. I said no, and now I've reminded myself, and then I didn't even do it. So let's get the background up on screen. Maybe this is something that I can do to finish the live streams, because if I make a regular segment for it, then I won't forget to do it. It's because I throw them in randomly. Maybe that's a bad idea. But here we have Deborah modeling the Spike the Likes mug. So a massive thank you to Deborah for that shot of her and the mug, but also for uploading it to the Wings of Pegasus supporters group over on Facebook. It is much appreciated, and if you guys want to upload your pictures of any Wings of Pegasus merchandise being modelled, then you can do. But thank you so much for that, Deborah. And we are going to be calling it to a close now. Let me see if I can now get back to the main screen. Here we go. So thank you everybody for joining in tonight. I'm going to be in the comment section of the live, well, obviously the live chat room when the videos are playing on these live streams, but also in the comment section of the analysis videos. I'm going to be live again on Saturday night, same time, same place, and I'm going to be using this backup again, so I might still have the notice on there depending on what the internet's like on Saturday, but just so you guys know that if I do cut out on Saturday, I will be back using the data on my phone. So we do have a backup plan now in place. As soon as we get to the 27th, then hopefully, fingers crossed, things will be a lot smoother. So thank you guys so much for joining me tonight, and all of your support in the super chat window is massively appreciated, as well as your patronage. These people at the bottom of the screen make everything possible on this channel. So I am only here because of these guys' support and your support in the super chat window as well. It is massively appreciated. And if you keep wanting to see videos on this channel with analysis videos and live streams, then I will always be here to do them and interact with you guys live on a Tuesday night and a Saturday night. So thank you for joining me tonight, guys. I will see you live at the next live stream, which is going to be on Saturday night, same time, same place, and I'll see you in the comment section of the analysis videos as normal tomorrow night and onwards. And I hope you have a great night or day, whatever the time is where you are, or morning, and try to stay safe as much as you can, self-isolate, and if you are told or advised to wear masks, then please wear masks, because it really does seem to be helping here in the UK, and it does seem to be helping all over the place as well as a great measure to counteract the spread. But thank you guys for joining me, and I will see you guys at the next analysis video in the comment section and at the next live stream on Saturday night. Rock!